Alright, what's going on? This is the second console. I bought this one on eBay for, this one was about $70. We'll check the charging. I know it doesn't charge, but just to show you, plug it in, nothing. We're charging at about 0.04 amps, which is not right. We should be at about 0.4 when it's powered off and dead. So there's something wrong with the charging chip, likely. So we're gonna break into it. Do the same thing we did with the other ones. Take it apart, see if there's anything wrong with it physically. I don't see anything wrong with it, honestly. There's like a small scratch in the screen. None of the screws have been out of it. Got the kickstand. I mean, it's in good shape, honestly. Oh yeah, I took the screws out of the back. I was gonna say, it's missing all of the case screws. Nope, that was me. All right, pull it apart and go from there. I don't see any damage in the charging port either. Nothing visible, at least. No, it looks okay. We'll just treat it like any other console. We'll pull it apart, check it out inside, and probe around and see if we can find anything wrong with it. I think the first thing I'm going to probably do, check the couple of capacitors right at the front. There's one that's usually shorted out in cases like this where it's just not charging, and if that's the case, well, I haven't been able to successfully fix one of those yet. So we'll get into it and we'll try that. Okay, this one's clean as well. No water. It's good news, at least there. Yeah, wow, I mean, there's like no dust in here. Wow, it's clean. I'm blown away by that. Okay, let's check a couple of these guys down here, see if we're shorted. That's the noise you'll hear if they're shorted. Okay, that one's shorted. Okay, so this one's shorted to me. That gives me an idea about this chip here, but we'll keep moving around. Yep, that's shorted. That's shorted. So that's telling me here this chip is shorted. Yep. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to throw the other battery in. I'm going to see if it turns on with another battery. And then if it does, then we have a charging chip issue. That would be this guy here. If it doesn't, then we've likely got something a little deeper. Then we'll pull the entire board out and we'll start probing around and see what we find. Yeah. So let's do that now. Nope. Nothing. So this one is going to need some further investigation. Pull the board up and off. Take a look. This guy's shorted. This guy's shorted. I guess we can start off by pulling this guy off. Couple of pins that are still grounded there. All right, well, it means we got more. Still shorted.
So here I'm checking both sides of the cap. One side is shorted, the other is not, which I would expect. I don't say it here, but I ended up going and ordering some more of these chips. This is a P13 USB. I got 5 of them on Mauser Electronics. I also upgraded from this nice microfiber I'm using and got myself a nice electronics mat and a USB camera to hook up to the computer, which you will see right now.
Those are probably supposed to be grounds, though. All right, what's going on? So I got the new chips in the mail. I have it displayed up on the screen up here, what I'm doing. So I'm going to be probing this guy here. This is the new chip. This is the old chip right here. I'm going to go through the pins just on the right side just to see what, if this chip is shorted out anywhere. That'll give us an indication of, if we have an issue with this chip. Again, this is a USB controller chip, as I understand it, located right there. So on each board, removing this piece here gets rid of the short on this resistor, or capacitor. So let's go ahead and probe these just to see what we got. So here's the bad one, right here. See if I can probe it from here. Oh, that's too difficult, no way. I've got it on that noise. Let me do this. I'm just going to remove that. It might not be as difficult as I thought. Okay. Got some crud on there, it looks like. Ooh, ton of crud. Let me clean that up and try it again. Alright, let's give that another go. I don't know if that makes any difference or not. It's probably just some flux left over. No, so we got a bunch of shorts. We'll find one. Okay, so that bottom right one, that's our first. Okay, nothing. Move along it. Yeah, there's nothing shorted on this chip on this side at all. I'm fairly confident that that chip there is just bad. So let's go ahead and install this, and then we'll check out the shorts on the board and see if we get any result. We'll do that now. You can see on the board here, we got this mark. That mark aligns with, I'll just go ahead and place this on here just so you can see it, the dot. And so you can see the dot right there. The dot and the mark go together. At least that's how I understand it. I guess we'll find out if that's true when I install it. Flux on there. Ooh, look at that. So usually I'm a pretty big proponent of bigger the glob, the better the job, but in this case, I don't think that it matters. I think that putting flux is flux, and we're going to flux either way. What I'm going to do though, what I usually do is not that I'm an expert, but I'll go ahead and flow it. Go ahead and get her flowing. Get some of the flux flowing. Nice. Cool, 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 cool. All right. Flux is flowed. We're going to go ahead and place the chip on the board close to where it needs to be, which that is pretty dang close, isn't it? It's kind of flowing itself, isn't it? Go ahead and press her down.
So with these new chips, it seems like if you don't reflow the solder on the bottom of the chip before you put it on the board, it likes to float around a bit. Here I would just have to hold it in place while I'm heating it up to melt the solder and keep it from floating away. So this chip, if you don't, like I said, reflow the solder before you put it on the board, it seems to float around, and you'll see here in a second it just about knocks everything out of place. It just floats off to the side. So here you can see I tried again. This time I was a bit more successful, mainly due to the fact that I had reflowed the solder given my past attempts trying to install this thing. Well, glad that the Norton antivirus pop-up came up. That's super helpful for what I'm doing. Thanks. Finally, on attempt 3, I get this thing in place. That was pretty hard to watch, honestly, but it's installed now. All of the flux has been sufficiently baked and good and conductive. Now I got to clean this stupid thing up.
and see where we're at. I'm not too confident with that. That didn't go very well. Boom, there's our chip. Alright, let's clean this bitch and see if we got some adhesion. I'm not sure if it was just the chip wasn't wanting to stick because I don't know, it was just weird. It didn't want to stay on there. And I'm thinking it was because maybe there wasn't enough solder on the chip that I purchased that I put on there. You know, not really sure. So that was the first one I've ever done like that. It appears to have adhered. How well, I don't know, because this flux is just baked on there. Let's go ahead and give her another little scrub. Yeah, I mean, it's there. I can't seem to see this side though. Oh yeah, that looks great. Yeah, that flux got hot, like far too hot. Yeah, that doesn't give me great hope for this, huh? Shoot. Hopefully I didn't destroy it. Just keep rubbing alcoholing it until it decides it wants to get clean. I realize you guys can't see that. Oop, 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 oop. There we go. Oh, that's looking a little bit better, huh? We can at least now look to see if they're all connected. I can't see shit. Let's zoom the in here. There we go. Yeah, that looks all right. Let's see now if we've got any shorts. I am not very confident about this, if I'm being honest, as this is my first one, but you must start somewhere. Okay. Ugh. Okay. Whoa. Oh, look at that. Okay, that's good news. We don't have any shorts. Whether or not it's connected is another story, because I don't know. I'm going to clean it a little bit more. Okay, that only question that I have is that pin, right? Yep. It looks like it's connected. Good stuff. What do we got? It looks like we have ourselves a good board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in a charger. I'm going to plug the battery in. I'm going to plug in a charger, and we're going to see if we get what our typical charging rates would be. Before, if you recall, I think I took a video of it. This board did not have barely any power. It was like 0.4. After I had removed this chip and rechecked it, we were at about 0.4. That's where I would expect to be. So now, with that new chip in there, I would expect us to be at the same charging rate, 0.4 amperes. Cool. All right, let's do that. Known good battery. We'll go ahead and install that in a second. I need to get a charging cable. I wanted to get this in the shot so you guys could see it. We'll put that there. All right. We will connect the battery. We will connect the battery this way. That's because that's the way that it goes. Okay. Here we go. Moment of truth. Fire. .19 amps, 0.18 amps, 0.110 volt. Oh. Okay. It's a little weird. 0.3, 0.55, 0.25, 0.54. Okay. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Pretty sure this battery is good. 0.3, 0.77. So it's not bad. It's not good per se. You know, it could also be this. This thing is maybe a little wacky. We'll try something a little bit more persistent, consistent, resistant. Jeez. So plug that battery back in. Go ahead and reconnect that. 0.14, 0.17, 0.15, 0.2. Now back to 0. Now it's 0.2. Yeah, I don't know. That just seems odd. It doesn't seem correct, does it? But here's the thing. It's doing something, right? So whether that be from this battery, I don't know. I mean, all of my solders look okay. I did screw up some solder joints over here, so it's very possible that something over here is getting... I just don't know, you know? I just don't know, you know? So I guess, let me probe a couple more things here, and if I don't find any issues, I might just send it, put it back together, and see where we're at. It's not the result I wanted. These over here are not connected, I don't think. There's something going on here, but we'll look into that in a minute. I'm going to partially assemble it. Just enough to turn it on. Alright, so we've got it charging. I reassembled it. The last time you saw it, it was all in pieces. I had just done a test with the other battery and it turned on. So, as you can see over here, we're charging at 0.42 amps, which is appropriate. When I had plugged it in before, for whatever reason, the amperage was fluctuating, and it might have been because this battery is so dead. I just probed it and it's at like 2.9 volts. It's supposed to be around 3.9 volts. You can see it's a 3.7 volt battery. When it's at 3.7, it turns on. It charges up fully to around 4 volts. So we're really, really down on charge right now. So we're charging, as you can see in the top left, we got a charging symbol. It turns on, I verified it. I'm not going to fully assemble it until it turns on because I want to verify everything else works, speakers, Joy-Cons. I still don't have a game console to test these things out with. I'm gonna have to get one. But yeah, so we're gonna let this thing charge for probably, it's probably gonna take about an hour based on our current charging rate. We're not even over 3 volts yet. Let's check it out. You should be able to see that. Yeah, we're at 2.988, almost at 3 volts. We turn on at 3.7, so it's taken from 2.6 to 2.9, probably about 30 minutes. So we got probably a good hour at least before this thing turns on. So I couldn't wait. I have a battery on there. As you can see, is it known good? Here's sound. Okay, that's good news. Okay, let's get some Joy-Con. Oh, I guess I have a couple. These are they sort of work. Okay, we detected it. This Joy-Con's broken, by the way. I'm still in the process of... Oh. The fan was on just a second ago, and I stopped it with my finger. That's probably not ideal. Okay. Both of those work. Yeah, this is a fully working Switch. That's awesome. So this was a $70 console. I did not get Joy-Cons with it, which is fine. I have 3 sets of Joy-Cons now. I'm just waiting for my replacement Joy-Cons from China. I'm sure they put them on a boat, so it's probably like multi-month shipping rather than multi-day, which is great. So I can't really sell any of these things until until I get the Joy-Cons in the mail. So, oh, and I just realized I forgot a component, so I'm gonna have to install that. But yeah, I'll finish assembling it and then maybe download a game, do some gameplay just to make sure it's working properly. And okay, so I wanted to test this. I have this battery plugged in. I wanted to verify the charging rate. So this thing is supposed to power on. We are charging, but it does look like we're charging slowly. That's not good. I want to verify normal charging rate here. So 0.43, and then it jumps up to 0.7, 0.75, 0.85, 0.95. Okay. And this one is more, okay, that seems reasonable then. I was under the impression that it was supposed to jump up to like 1.4, but it looks like it's fluctuating a bit. Let me grab one more switch just to verify. Okay, so this one is on. We're charging at 0.9. Okay, that's reasonable then. It's charges lower than I had expected, so this console is likely okay then. Check the charging rate points. Yeah, okay. Oh wow, there it goes. It's bumping way up in the amperes. Fluctuates a bit. No problem. We're good. Alright, I just heard a noise. It sounded like switch turning on. Ooh. 1%. This battery is freaking dead. Okay, we can't update until this thing gets some battery, but here's the good news. So the original issue we had with this was no power. I replaced the USB control chip, this thing's got power now. It's charging. It's at 2%. We'll let this thing charge up for a while longer. I think the bottom line here is that it works. We've successfully repaired one. Now I feel far more confident in fixing these. I'm definitely going to continue to do this. I'm going to buy and sell. And I might start branching out and fixing other electronics, maybe even like some Xboxes. I would love to get an Xbox One X. I'm rocking the original Xbox One right now. So for now, I'm going to leave it. I've already tested the Joy-Cons, as you guys saw. I don't have the ability of testing the game ports, the game cartridges. I don't have a cartridge to test it with yet, so I'll have to get one. I guess before I go, I'll show you what I got. They're from a place called Mauser Electronics in Texas. They sent me 5. I only ordered 4, so I mean, I'm going to keep working on these consoles. If I blow through these, I'm just going to order more. These were $3 a piece plus, actually, and free shipping too. I ordered 4 of them. I spent $20. So that math doesn't work. It must not have been free shipping. But either way, you buy these on eBay and you're going to pay $20 for one of them. People are just ripping you off because they're not willing to do, you know, most people aren't willing to do their homework and just look for the part number online. So, and I also have the pin out now, so I can actually check them and understand which pins are supposed to go to ground. Either way, so I got these. I've got some extras in case I need to do some reworks on some in the future. I'm going to continue buying switches because I'm having fun. I haven't actually sold any yet, which is hilarious. I've been buying them. I've spent quite a bit of money on switches now, but I'll sell some eventually. I'm just waiting on my extra parts from China. I'm waiting on my Joy-Con analog stick replacements because these are all broken. So once those come, I'll replace these. I'll do a video on fixing these guys, and we'll sell some switches. We'll keep running through them, find some. Maybe we'll do. I've been wanting to do a blue screen switch because it doesn't seem like anybody's tried fixing one of those. I'm not sure if I can fix it, but give it a shot, right? So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video. If you didn't, too bad. Don't watch it. Thanks. See you later.